St. John's unique is like calling a humpback a goldfish. It's wildly different here.
Hello.
Hi, remember me? We bought your old house.
Yes.
We brought some mail.
Oh,
Hey.
the diaper subscription. I forgot to cancel it.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet the memories are coming back now. The BMO app helps you keep an eye on where your money's going.
Like how?
Well, for one, it would have told you this subscription price had gone up multiple times.
It's a lot of diapers.
Well, extra's good. So where's the baby?
Oh, he's right here. This is the baby.
And that ain't no baby.
I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time.
And a good Thursday morning, basketball fans, and welcome to Universal Media Inc.'s continuing live coverage of the 2025 Canada Summer Games. It's basketball consolation time here this morning between the U17 ladies teams from the Yukon and the Northwest Territories. My name is Brian Rogers. I'll be flying solo here a little bit today. Bill Hart still on his air chair at Coast 101.1. And once Billy gets here, he'll be taking charge of our broadcast throughout the day. Here is the lead commentator for basketball. He started yesterday, had no idea he was going to do it, but came out of it smelling like a rose. And I'm sure he smelled like that on our drive home last night. However, setting that, he got his sleep in, and we're both here fairly bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. At least he isn't spared, and I'm here live for you, doing the best I can here this morning to bring you the action into your homes, especially for our friends from the Yukon and the Northwest Territories, obviously the furthest away from Newfoundland and Labrador. And, I'm sure there are still many family and friends, if they're not here, that have total interest in the game and are probably streaming it on CBC Gem. And I will just give you a heads up right up the hop. This will be a first kick at it, and I'm going to do the best I can for you here this morning. I hope I get all the pronunciations correct, and if I don't, my sincere apologies. And we'll do the best we can. But hey, as far as the coverage goes, you're going to see the best production that you'll ever see. If you haven't tuned in, Universal Media have been just out of sight with just tremendous coverage of all the sports from all the venues and all the hard-working crews. Men, tip of the hat to you all, because you deserve the credit that I'm sure you don't always get. It's a tough industry, but it's a rewarding one too, and I know that the guys and gals behind the cameras everywhere for Universum Media Inc. out of Charlottetown, PEI are giving you 110%. So it's tip-off time from the Munn Fieldhouse on the campus of the university called Memorial here in Newfoundland and Labrador. The officials for this morning, the crew chief Andy Bishop, and the referees are Shauna Poirier and Brady Turner. And we're underway here from the Fieldhouse. A nice early morning crowd as well. Supporters for both the Yukon and the Northwest Territories. Bit of a scramble there for the ball. And we'll turn it up floor, and here we go. We got a hoop right off the hop here. A basket for the Yukon in white, and the Territories in their darker uniforms. So the Yukon getting a nice 2-point, and then a three from the outskirts. Downtown, and the Northwest Territories back on even terms here. Izzy Bilodeau for the Yukon. We get a quick whistle. And inbound here coming up, it appears for a Yukon. 3-2 for the Territories, if I may. And the Yukon trying to tie. That ball comes up a little shy, and it'll be Rebounded by the Territories, and they'll come back up court. Early going here this morning in the consolation game for the U17 women. And the Northwest Territories have the lead here, albeit by 1, 3-2. Back up court. Come the Yukon. Here's Sarah Swoboda. She'll dish back. Three-point attempt off the rim. That'll be gobbled up here by Leora Sims. And the Territories will move the ball back up court. You can hear in the background, early morning chants for defense, which is the norm for basketball. One thing we picked up yesterday, I guess, in this day and age and amongst the youngsters is when a foul was committed, a lot of that was chants in unison of "you can't do that." That's become a topic of discussion around the field house here at Memorial University. 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And the Territories get a lovely three-point drop there from Mia Lock-Setter, and she had all match 6-2 NYT. Izzy Bilodeau getting the ball in for Jaden Curtano. And there's a foul here as the Yukon player hits the deck, and it appears that she will be going to the line. So Sarah Swoboda will shoot 2. Trailing by 4 here in the early going. First one doesn't fall for Sarah. And the second one won't go either, so a tough break for Sarah Swoboda in this consolation game this morning. And back on the attack from the Northwest Territories. Ball distribution for Juliana Acebo. That's gobbled up, and back up court will come Yukon. Under the hoop and good for 2. And that was Izzy Bilodeau with the latest bucket for the Yukon, albeit just their second so far in the 6-4 ball game. Long a three-point attempt from outside, didn't go. And the rebound, a drop down, a second attempt, couldn't fall either. So Yukon will bring it back up court here at the Munn Field House. Back to the line. Here's a three-point attempt, and that catch is a bit of mesh, but unfortunately was on the bottom of the net, not the top and the rim. Substitution time, it appears. Now, if Bill Hart were here, I'd be even more happier, but we have the, on top of it, the substitutions coming in, coming out. Want to make sure we get it all straight, do the best we possibly can. On the audio side of things, as far as the video goes and the presentation from Universum Sports Inc., Universum Media Inc., pardon me, that is outstanding. So if I'm a little off, you can be guaranteed the cameras won't be. So this is a consolation game, and then later today, we're going to have at least 4 quarterfinals, and then the 9th, 10th place game will be played here tonight. That'll be around, I believe, 6:45. I only got grade 7 math, and my eyesight is not that great. Squinting at the paper here. 24-hour clock is not one of my strengths with grade 7 math, believe you me. 6:42 remaining here in the opening quarter of this consolation game. And as we speak, the Northwest Territories have a bucket edge over their counterparts from the Yukon here in U17 ladies basketball. Battle for ball possession. under the hoop. And contact made here. We'll get a foul, and it looks like the Territories will go to the line. That's going to be Kaylee Locksetter. I'm not a betting man nor I'm a gambler, but I'm thinking that Mia Locksetter would be her sister. And there's a point there for the Territories as the first of two free throws is sunk. And ditto, two back-to-back there. Lovely job by Kaylee Locksetter of the Territories. Ball deflecting off of the Yukon player. It'll be possession Territories. They have an 8-4 lead with 6:13 remaining here in the opening quarter. Another hot, steamy day forecast for the Metro St. John's area. But there are signs of relief on the way, everyone, if you're not a heat person. We certainly are not used to what we're going through here this summer here on the Avalon Peninsula in eastern Newfoundland, Labrador. It'll start to cool down and we'll get some rain showers tomorrow, which we dearly need. In fact, we need them for our neighbors across to the country as well, whether it's in Atlantic Canada, central Canada, or out west. There's wildfires, unfortunately, burning, and all the courageous people fighting them. We appreciate so much, and God bless you all in your efforts. Back to why we're here. That's the Call Sports, and this is ladies hoop action. Consolation game, Northwest Territories, Yukon. Long look, and that's just off the glass and bounces back down. That's gobbled up here, and it'll be brought back up floor by the Yukon. Izzy Bilodeau trying to get the ball in low, setting that one up for Jaden Curtanu, but to no avail. I hope I've got that right. Looking at it again, I would call it Curtanu. And I might miss there too. Stick with Jaden. How's that? That'll work for family and friends, I'm sure. And my apologies. And there's one off the glass and in. Territory starting to take an early grip here on this consolation game this morning. With a 7-point advantage here with under 5 to go in the first quarter. And we're going to get a call here. And it'll be an inbound, it appears. And no, we're going to the line, pardon me. And Sarah Swoboda will make the attempt, her second opportunity to go to the line, and that one doesn't go. So we'll try it again. And Sarah Swoboda with a lovely dish to the net, all mesh. And a point for the Yukon, who now trailed by 3 buckets, by 6, 13-7. Be the score. Off the Territory player and out. And so it will be Yukon possession and a chance to crawl back into this one here with a quick bucket or maybe a 3-point attempt. And we're going to get the ball turned back over to the Territories there. Unfortunate for Yukon. And slowly back up court. Centering pass was intercepted. Nice work there by Jaden Curtanu. And here's a 3-point attempt that's off the rim. And the Territories will take over and bring it back up. That's intercept, stolen opportunity here for the Yukon. And the shot attempt was deflected down. Good defense by the Territories there. Now another interception. That's gobbled up in alone, going to the hoop and sinking it nicely. For the Yukon is number 15, Jaden Curtanu. 13-9 as the Yukon crawl to within 4. Here's a long attempt, and that's off the rim and down. And it will be possession Yukon. 3:41 remaining here in the opening quarter this morning. My bad, territory possession. Ball in. Traffic in the key. Bounces off the glass and back down, and here comes Yukon. Just down by 4. Lost control, unfortunately. A battle for the ball. They're scrambling down there, and I got to tell you, a tip of the hat to the young athletes, both male and female, in this basketball competition. It was my first to look at it yesterday here, not knowing the game very well at all, never have played, but the tenacity, the passion that they played with was breathtaking at most points. Big crowd last night, Saskatchewan knocking off the host club in front of a sellout crowd here at the field house, but just the games leading up to that one last night in the qualifying rounds, they were electric. Finishing up preliminaries here at the field house. 13-9 remains the score inside 3 in the first quarter, and a long attempt at a 3-point play doesn't go. And coming back up court come the Yukon team. Battle there for ball possession. And a substitution here for Yukon as Morrell Graham will check in, number 14. She'll take the ball, but it slipped through her hands, and her teammate comes back to grab that. Liv Olin into the paint, dishing off. 3-point attempt maybe. Nope. Going to try an underhand backhand. And then the rebound coming back, that's off the glass as well, and the jump ball there in between, and the Territories come away with it. 2:22 to go here in the opening quarter. 13-9, NYT. And a ball off the rim and down, second attempt, and that won't go either. Spinning around like a top there, and then back out, and here come Yukon back up court one more time. Trying to get within 2. Sarah Swoboda leading the charge. Throw from Morrell Graham. Didn't work. And the Territories set to come in. A couple substitutions, and Yukon will do the same as Liv Olin will check out for the Yukon. And now we're going to get a timeout, it appears. And we're there. Anyhow, it's been a fantastic week here in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador is just so totally honored, and the tremendous work ethic of Islanders and Labradorians, I'm sure, is second to none. Our Atlantic counterparts in the Maritimes know all well of what that is, and everybody does coast to coast, but it has been spectacular. The weather, outstanding. Today it's an overcast day. A little bit of breeze, expecting a few showers tomorrow, which we much need, but today it's going to be hot and muggy again. And then we'll get some relief with the temperatures cooling down nicely. With a low pressure system through the eastern seaboard, making its way up the coast here to the great white North Atlantic. Time back in, 1:58 on the clock here in the opening quarter of play. Northwest Territories leading the Yukon 13-9 here in this morning's first game of a 6-game docket. This is the consolation game. Quarterfinals will follow. 9-10 placement game tonight will be the end of our broadcast schedule for today. That's a long way away. Hate to remind our crew, but we're here for the outset again. And I know. A couple more hours sleep would have been sweet. Nevertheless, here we are, and the excitement of the 2025 Canada Games just brings you energy. Just being around, seeing the signs, seeing all the out-of-town license plates and people milling about, supporting their province and wearing your provincial colors, and it's just been so enthralling. It's great. Tough traffic there through the middle, and a nice play there for Nico Moran, but wouldn't fall. I joked with Bill Hart last night on our Universum Media Inc. calls of the buzzer in my head. Normally there's a buzz in my head anyways. That just comes with age. But after the whistle fest that we had in the last couple games yesterday, so many fouls, so many free throw attempts from the line and so on, I said to Bill, I think that's going to wake me up, not the alarm clock. First one does not go. And a second attempt here for Grace Beauchemin. And unfortunately for the Yukon, that didn't find any net either. But they're going to get, I believe, ball possession back here. And they indeed will get to inbound. Yukon trailing by 4. And another whistle. Going out of bounds with 1:33 remaining here in the first quarter. 13-9, as you can see on your screen. And inbound it, and here come the Territories with a 4-point advantage. Nico Moran to lead the charge upfield. Up court. And that's seen off the glass. Lovely shooting there. And a 7-point differential now for the Territories. 16-9. Yukon trying to answer that. Opportunity for number 15, and she was fouled. Going to go to the line. Jaden Curtin-New. Jaden not too pleased with that. Kind of dropped her head down. Come on, Jaden, you can do it. Now just get her fired up for the next trip to the line. One of them is going to go for her, guaranteed. Mark it down. Inside a minute left here in the first quarter as the Territories press and get a lovely basket there to take an 18-9 lead, and that was Nico Moran. All back here for Nemea Malcolm. She tried to get it in for her teammate. Unfortunately, that didn't work. And the Territories, now we're going to get a timeout, I believe. Only 33.8 seconds remaining here in this first quarter of the Consolation game. NYT, the Northwest Territories, leading the Yukon by a count of 18-9. And to the line go Yukon one more time. And that's nothing but mesh right there for Morale Graham, and she'll try to make it a pair. Just off the rim. So 18-10 in the final 30 seconds of the quarter. Ball out of bounds. Inbounded by Sydney Galusha. And over for Kaylee Block Setter. sisters. I'm not sure if they're twins. There was a case yesterday where there were sisters and they were a year apart, which emphatically meant that they were not twins. Feet up, nice pass, and that's a foul right there. And Yukon are starting to gain a little momentum. In the meantime, back at the other end of the court, we have a Northwest Territory player that may have got an inadvertent elbow or a shot around her nose, and that is Kaylee Locksetter. Trust she's okay. Maybe wasn't seeing straight for a few seconds, but it appears to be all right. She'll shake it off in short. First one missed here, and the second goes. Lovely. So the Yukon club with another point, and that'll do it for the opening quarter of play in this morning's consolation game from the Munn Fieldhouse, with the Northwest Territories taking on their northern counterparts from the Yukon by a score of 18-11 here at the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
At Canadian Tire, we're here for all-day summer play. From the yard to the park, find all the games you need for non-stop family fun.
Is it about a place that stays with you long after you leave? Truth is, it's never what at all.
Hello.
Hi, remember me? We bought your old house.
Yes.
We brought some mail.
Oh,
Hey.
the diaper subscription. I forgot to cancel it.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet the memories are coming back now. The BMO app helps you keep an eye on where your money's going.
Like how?
Well, for one, it would have told you this subscription price had gone up multiple times.
It's a lot of diapers.
Well, extra's good. So where's the baby?
Oh, he's right here. This is the baby.
And that ain't no baby.
And welcome back to the Munn Fieldhouse on the campus of the university called Memorial here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. Consolation basketball, part of the University Inc.'s continuing live coverage of all the events here. 125 games hosted by Newfoundland, Labrador. What a delightful week it's been. This is day 5 competition. Congratulations to the provinces for their dogged determination and their outstanding play, one way or the other. To all the medalists and even those who weren't fortunate enough to get a medal in their various events. We just hope that it is a lifelong memory coming here to Newfoundland, Labrador. And of course, a lot of medal games will be coming up over the next 24 to 72 hours as Week 1 will come to a close on Saturday. It'll be a day off for everyone on Sunday, and I'm sure there are many, many happy people looking forward to a day that's calling for sunshine that day and pleasant temperatures, so you'll be able to get out and around. Now, I'm talking selfishly on this side of the mic. That's for the crew and for the broadcasting members as well. It'll be a richly rewarded day off for everybody. The volunteers who have been just simply magnificent. Back to the action with the Northwest Territories leading 18-11 here just inside the opening minute of the second quarter. And the Yukon trying to claw their way back in here. Only trailing by 7, so it's anybody's game here in this consolation match this morning. And the Territories will take that away and bring it back up court. Elia Ray Scourge Three-point attempt from the corner. That's going to hit the rim and be rebounded back in by Jaden Curtanu. Back up court. Here's Curtanu. Backpedaling somewhat. Dish pass in through the middle to Kate Tobler. That shot attempt did not go for the Yukon, and here comes NYT again. Up to half court. Ball dished off here for Saya Brown. Saya is fouled right there. Traveling through the paint, knocked over, and she's going to go to the line. There you go. Great work again. Quick turnaround. Everybody's right back on their game. Beauty. There's one. That's Mia, lock setter. Mia sinks the first one. And she does it nicely for the pair. And a 20-11 lead for NYT. Steal there by the Territories. Another whistle. And Yukon's going to retain possession. Oh, the one thing I kind of took away from yesterday, too, is that, you know, these early morning games like that, man, if you're not quite awake and you're coming to basketball, you're probably going to be awake pretty quick when you hear all the whistles and the buzzers and such, which is all part of the game, obviously. But there's a lot of noise. A lot of noise on the floor, too, because they have been battling like you would not believe, and rightfully so. Basketball, a top sport. I have such a tremendous appreciation for it now. Especially at this level, because it just seems that the young athletes are so proud to be here and so elated, and a lot of them are going to try to turn pro. We could be watching future Olympians here, and that's what this is all about. The Great Canada Games 2025, returning to Newfoundland, Labrador. In the city of St. John's for the first time since 1977. And not that I remember like it was yesterday, but I remember it down at St. Pat's Ballpark, watching lots of exciting action. And back down there again earlier the week, and be doing it again on Saturday in the medal round. With a foul here. And Yukon will take over with 7:19 remaining in the second quarter. Great work, keep it up. Tough attempt trying to get the ball to the hoop, and the Northwest Territories bring it back up. Led here by Saya Brown. And we're going to get a foul called here. And Demeski Brown is going to the line, I believe. And there you see why. First one doesn't go. Second one does. 10-point advantage, NYT leading 21-11. And Yukon now need a couple quick baskets here, but the ball will be intercepted and then stolen back, but the foul will be called. It's a battle here in the Consolation game for sure. two northern counterparts, or two of the three, don't forget Nunavut, in various other sports. That's fantastic too. The officiating crew collaborating here. I'm not quite sure why. This is where I really miss Bill, because he knows the game inside out. And I'm still learning. So the quarterfinals will take front center stage here after the Consolation games will begin at 10:45, and it's all ladies today with BC and Saskatchewan. That'll be followed by Quebec and Nova Scotia, Alberta, New Brunswick, Ontario, and PEI. And then the 9th, 10th place game will be here tonight, Newfoundland, Labrador, and Manitoba. So a full day of action once again here, the 2025 Canada Summer Games. Universal Media Inc. proudly producing all the great live shots and all the excitement of live coverage sporting events here for the games. And if you've been tuned in on CBC Gem or what other, and I think there's NTV Plus as well from time to time that you can catch action. You know what I'm talking about. I might not sometimes, but I think you get the gist. They're doing superlative work and continue to do so. This is just week 1. So the Territories with a long 3-point attempt. That does not go. And a quick whistle. And it's going to be Territories' possession. And the ball inbounded. Brought down by the Yukon, and they'll come back up court. And by Izzy Bilodeau. Cross-ice pet. Oh, nice try, though. That's a tough break right there for Juliana Acebo. She took that pass. She's not the biggest gal down there. She made a real nice catch attempt to haul the ball in, but her foot was on the line. And that's a tough break for the youngster. 21-11 the score, a 10-point differential here in the Consolation game, and he can tack on 3 there. Lovely shooting from Saya Brown as she found nothing but net. (24-11), biggest deficit of this Consolation game this morning here at the Munfield House. I'm Brian Rogers on a solo dash this morning. My counterpart, good friend Bill Hart at Coast 101.1 here in St. John's, on his way to the field house after he finishes up his job as a morning man host on a great radio station here in the capital city. Funny, Bill Hart at 6'5" looked extremely short yesterday compared to some of the young men that were coming by here for the respective teams during the preliminary final games and the start of the qualifiers. There are so many young men that are so tall. You're looking up and looking up. Yeah, I think he was a little bit shocked by that, but hey, that's basketball. The taller you are, sometimes it's to your advantage. And then we saw some incredible performances from some of the smaller statured point guards and shooting guards that were carrying the load for the respective teams. And the little guys are in there proving, hey, it's not just a tall man's game. Anybody can play basketball despite your size. And the young athletes I'm talking about in particular, the smaller players who are right in the midst of it all, are like the court generals, which Guard is, I'm sure, normally is. Long attempt here, and that'll be off the back rim and taken down. And here come Yukon one more time. I'll tell you what, the battles continue, and these two teams are giving it all here early this morning in this consolation game. You wouldn't expect anything different. 4:40 to go to halftime, and the Territories from the outset here had the lead. This is their biggest advantage now. And we're going to get a foul called. They've got net right there. The Calamia Kazan. And she'll get one of two. Calamia, that's a beautiful name. So it's 27-11. And there's a steal. And the Territories back into the zone. And that'll come up just a wee bit shy. And the ball's out of bounds. Possession, Yukon. Jaden Curtanu will bring this back into play, and here come Yukon. Slowly up court, trying to find a way to penetrate this NYT defense here. And the three-point attempt's gonna go for the Yukon. Lovely shooting right there. That's a two, pardon me. Two-point play that bucket was. 27-13. We're almost halfway there, and here's an attempt by the Territories. It's off the glass, and it'll drop down, and the ball will bound out of play. 27-13. With 3:22 to go to halftime here in this ladies' consolation game, the first of 6 on the Universal Media Inc. dock here today from the field house at Mont. And here come Yukon one more time up court. Nevaeh Malcolm checking in for Yukon, doing her best to defend the Territories. Their attempt there is off of the rim. And they'll be led back up court here by Abia Mahalum, the point guard, who has the last bucket for the Yukon, and a lovely shot off the line. She takes possession of the ball, will dish it inside, and an attempt there will hit the rim. And Abia Mahalum going in there after the loose ball, and great work there. Creates a scoring opportunity for her teammate. There you go. A little frustration there. That's terrific, terrific camera work as usual, right? You get the expressions and the joy or despair of what happens play by play. Yukon keeping the ball inside the zone, and they find the net for another two. And they're down 27-15 with 2:15 to go here to halftime. Consolation basketball, women's U17 from the field house at Munn, and there's a foul. So the Territories, pardon me, on the line for another attempt, and there is one. They'll take it. And it's 28-15 in favor of NYT. Nancy Brown just was able to hit one. So the Yukon with ball possession. On a long outlet pass, and here it is, and that comes up a little shy. The Territories will take it over. Quickly coming up court, nice ball distribution as they work it around, looking for an open player. That's the steal. Nice work. Avia Mahallam has made a nice impression on this game after coming in off the bench. Number 3. Tenacious play. Nice bucket there earlier. And once again, the prime example of a player with smaller stature that defies what some people may say logically shouldn't work, but these players, their determination and their skill allows them to go up against bigger opponents and play the game just as well, and in many cases better. I think if you are a longtime basketball fan, which I have to be very honest, I haven't been, but I, like everybody else, when the Raptors won the NBA title, that was absolutely phenomenal. But watching Steve Nash back in the day, just probably Canada's greatest until, of course, SAG came on the scene, and there's nobody better than that young man from Hamilton. But just the thought process that the point guards, the court generals, the smaller players, a lot of times, man, they are integral in the success of a club. And we've seen prime examples of that here during the 2025 Canada Summer Games. Just into day 2 here at the field house, at least for our broadcast purposes. So 28-15, time back in, and we're just 120 away from a little respite here at halftime. And Yukon will inbound. Unfortunately, that pass did not work. And the Territories will take possession. Long outlet pass taken at half court. And now the Territories try to get set up. Saya Brown. Oh, a nice finger roll there, and a roll for a basket. That was really nicely done by the Territories for a 30-15 lead. That 15-point differential is the highest it's been, and it'd be nice to kind of see it not get away. Keep this a real good competitive game here in the consolation match between two northern neighbors from the Northwest Territories and the Yukon. And 2 more for NYT. Nice work there. By Kayla Mila Kazan. That one won't go. But the Territories retain possession. And there's a ball towards glass and off. Back down. 30 seconds to go to halftime, and the Northwest Territories in good shape here, up 32-15. Pass failing to connect. Yukon possession. 18.1 to go. Beautiful bucket one more time. How about that? Bia Mahilam. And that'll do it as the buzzer sounds and bring us to halftime. And Jangavia Mahilam with a couple nice buckets, and the last one a thing of beauty in through the middle and up to nothing but mesh to cut the lead to 15. Stepping aside, halftime's next from the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
Now you can shop smarter at Canadian Tire with same-day pickup or same-day delivery, so you don't have to shelve projects for later. Shop smarter at Canadian Tire.
Calling St. John's unique is like calling a humpback a goldfish. It's wildly different here.
Welcome to Canada Games House, proudly presented by Canadian Tire, a place where Canada Games athletes, their family, friends, and supporters get to come gather, celebrate, and chill out. Suivez-moi, allons voir. Within these walls, we welcome, accept, and respect everyone.
C'est vraiment un espace incroyable dans un site formidable au centre-ville, et on a hâte, tous les provinces et territoires s'intéressent pour être ici, puis même les familles.
I actually wasn't expecting this. It's really cool to have a place where your parents can kind of be a part of it as well.
There's a lot of activities kids can do, ping pong or foosball.
I think it's great that we have a place to come here to unwind. It's a great little community inside of the games.
It just has a warm sense of atmosphere about it when you walk in here.
Canada Games are about safe sport, about culture, about good vibes only, and that we have a space that celebrates all of those values.
Thank you, Canadian Tire, for making the Canada Games House a reality. Au revoir et profitez de votre temps aux Jeux du Canada.
Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
One of the things to me about the Canada Games is it's truly integrated. We have athletes with an intellectual disability, with a physical disability.
Puis juste être inclus. Je pense que souvent, on est mis un petit peu de côté quand on est un peu plus jeune, puis qu'on est différent, puis qu'on a un handicap. Puis là, être à ces Jeux-là, c'était comme toute une grosse équipe.
It's important to have representation and to acknowledge their different perspectives of life.
When the opportunity is there, show up. The older you is gonna say thank you.
If you believe in yourself, you can make anything happen.
That's the Canada Games.
It starts with a spark and becomes a beacon, lighting the way. When the games are gone, the games go on. Turn up. Take part. Orange Store. Fuel the spirit.
Of all the things here that'll take your breath away, music is surely one. There's a certain rhythm to this place. Leave no song unsung.
Recycling sounds good on its own, but when it's done right, it's even more rewarding. And with Green Depot's express service, there's no waiting. Just drop and go. Who wouldn't love the sound of that? Visit greendepotnl.ca to learn more.
I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time.
For generations, we've been nurturing the communities where we live and work. Providing space to grow and preserving the environment that surrounds us. Because we understand that when we invest in communities, we invest in the future. Crosby, committed to community.
When you're in a place surrounded by ocean, you can walk in any direction and arrive somewhere spectacular.
For millions of Canadians, too much screen time is a big issue. But for millions of others, zero screen time is an even bigger one. We're committed to growing digital inclusion.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
A strong performer uses power wisely. The Toyota BZ4X is the official electric vehicle of the 2025 Canada Games. See our full electrified lineup at shoptoyota.ca.
In the quiet of the morning calm, where the sun rises at the dawn, and the birds sing their waking song, there's a story to be told. So if you hear a teller telling you a tangled tale, or maybe two, rest assured, every word is true, especially the bits they make up.
Introducing Vimeo Streaming, an all-in-one platform designed to help you turn your videos into a successful streaming business. Build your own custom branded app and connect with your audience across all platforms and devices without writing a single line of code. Deliver high quality, reliable, and secure video experiences, live or on demand. Turn video streams into revenue streams today.
I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time.
Recycling sounds good on its own, but when it's done right, it's even more rewarding. And with Green Depot's express service, there's no waiting. Just drop and go. Who wouldn't love the sound of that? Visit greendepotnl.ca to learn more.
At Canadian Tire, we're here for all-day summer play. From the yard to the park, find all the games you need for non-stop family fun.
Welcome back here to the Munn Field House on the campus of Memorial University on this Thursday morning. This is day 5. It's August the 14th. I'm Brian Rogers at a Soto Dash here for the Consolation game between the Northwest Territories and their northern counterparts from the Yukon. 32-17 NYT so far after the first half comes to a conclusion. couple players for the Territories had themselves a great opening half. Saya Brown led all scorers with 9, followed closely by Janeski Brown, who had 8 points for Team NYT. And Kaylee Locke-Settler also contributed 5, as did her sister, Mia Locke-Settler. So, pretty cool there. As far as the Yukon go, 5 points courtesy of Sarah Swoboda. And 4 contributed as well by a young gal who came on off the bench and added a real spark for the Yukon, and that was number 3, Abia Nahilum. So it was a good opening half of play between these two teams playing in the Consolation game. I think the Yukon would like to crawl a little closer here, obviously. They want to get themselves back in the game to look for a good start here to open things up as we prepare for the third quarter. So here we go, inbounding and underway in the third quarter of the Consolation game. E5 of the 2025 Canada Summer Games. On continuing coverage on Universum Media Inc. out of Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. And the great crews and all the venues continue their spectacular work. And there you have a lovely little roll. And a bucket there for the Territories as they take a 34-17 advantage, their largest of the game. Ball outbounded. And the Territories will have possession. Nice ball distribution by the Territories, inching closer, and that attempt at a bucket failed to go, and coming back up court are the Yukon team. And there's a ball that never got through, and the Territories with some stifling defense on Yukon will come back on the attack, leading 34-17 here in the third quarter of the Consolation game. Quarterfinals coming up next. Newfoundland, Labrador, Manitoba in the 9-10 place game later tonight. That'll be the final. As our continuing coverage continues. 8:40 remaining here in the third. We're just underway. And there's a ball out of bounds. Lovely shooting by the Territories there. And Saya Brown with a big wide grin there, and why not? That was a beautiful shot. Adding to her team leading total here this morning, 37-17. And NYT right back on the attack. Through the bucket, that's gonna fall. The lock setter. Lovely effort by the Yukon's Jaden Catanu. She picks up a nice bucket there. 39-19. Jaden's going to lead the attack up court here again. Nice ball possession for Yukon, and try to work a pass through for a teammate. That failed to happen, unfortunately. And a inbound coming here for Yukon. Trying to get it a little closer, and that's off the back rim. Nice rebounding, however. Another opportunity. That one wouldn't go, unfortunately. And back down court come the Territories. Comfortably ahead here. 39-19 in the third quarter. See, Gusty, the mascot, is in the crowd early this morning. Gusty, for those who may be wondering, if you had a look at him, is a codfish. I mean, hey, we're in the middle of the North Atlantic, where there are plenty of cod. At least it's on the comeback after many moratoriums over the years. When in one of the biggest land masses on the East Coast, you weren't allowed to go out and fish. But anyways, you're allowed to now recreationally through the summer, and cod is the main staple here in Newfoundland and Labrador. And if you head toward Labrador, you're talking Arctic char and salmon, and they're plenty full. Little promotion of the province. For anybody who might be an outdoor enthusiast, this is a playground. Lovely attempt by the Yukon to try to get to the 20-point plateau and beyond. Wouldn't fall. 43-19 Territories, and looks like a layup there in front didn't go. Battling for the ball, Yukon and the Territories, but Territories dish, and that will not fall either. So the Yukon bringing it back up court, and we get a whistle here. Inbounding. And another whistle. There's been a lot of them here early today. That's the game, though. I mean, you know, fouls are fouls. And Saya Brown. And a long flick for three. Won't go for the Territories. Leora Sims. Distributed scoring for Northwest Territories, and an opportunity there for Avia Mahilum. Right in the middle of all the action, and she got a hard knock there, but what a tremendous young athlete right in the middle of it all, the action. And there you see, that's fantastic camera work. Some anxiety. She's none the worse for the wear, and she's right back in the middle of it all. Way to go, Abia. Northwest Territories with a 43-19 advantage here in the consolation game. There's a pass that went off of the player's head. Pardon me, I didn't mean to laugh, but she kind of looked and said, what was up with that? That was Leora Sims and Kaylee Locksetter on that play, number 9 and number 10. Trials and tribulations. And look, there's a great shot. That's what the Canada Games are all about right there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, great camera work by our Universum Media Inc. crowd as usual. And a smile from the youngster. Putting a little gator to her wound. She got clipped pretty good. She'll be brand new and back on the court in no time, methinks. So 4:09 remaining here in the third quarter. And a cross ice. Oh, Brian. Hockey doesn't start for a month. Cross-court pass, pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is wee early, no excuses. Probably a lot earlier where you are if you're on CBC Gem or NTV Plus looking at this game, streaming it from St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador, especially if you're back in the Northwest Territories or the Yukon. I know it's the middle of the night. A lot of the time here, a lot of people used to ask why the half-hour differential between Newfoundland, Labrador, and the Maritime provinces. A lot of it, from what I understand over the years, was all based on medians in the ocean and the timing. And I mean, I'm no rocket scientist, nor am I that educated either. That's why I became a broadcaster. But lovely bucket there. But that's what it has something to do with. It would be very early, way up north. But if you're tuned in, I hope you're enjoying the action. One way or the other, 45-19 is Consolation game action here. The bragging rights from our northern neighbors. And the Territories are in a pretty good spot right here. But Yukon is a competitive young group of ladies, and they're going to give it everything they got as they come to the bench, gather about, and have a little chit-chat about what lies in front of them. We're going to have a look, as we mentioned a little earlier here, about the tenacity and the gifted young athletes. Here's a look right there at the Territories. Mia Locke setter, and she's been knocking them down pretty doggone good throughout this contest, and here's a testament to her hard work and skill. And she shows you another lovely bucket. Good, great work there in the truck. Time back in. And the outcome of this Consolation game appears to be a no-doubter, but there you go. There's the Yukon. And they are going to battle right to the final whistle. Coaching staff for the Yukon are Deidre Davidson, Claire Abbott, Katie McAfee, and the team manager is Corina Warren. Tina Locksetter, Rochelle Castillo, Scott Green, coaching staff for the Northwest Territories 17U women's team, and their team manager is Aaron Wells. All off the rim. Digging deep in the trenches. Gianna Acebo, another diminutive player on the Yukon team. Up against some competitors. They're maybe twice their size, but how about their efforts? Terrific. Loving it. Same goes too for Liv Olano, number 1. So 1, 2, and 3 are dynamic. Maybe small in stature, but large in skill and heart. As they dish it about, trying to get to that 20-point plateau. Here's the attempt, almost. But the Territories will bust back up court. Oh, there's contact there, and how could there not have been? Well, I'm not going to go there, Brian, because you don't know the game good enough. But that looked pretty apparent that the player took a pretty hard knock there. But no call, so here we go. Who am I to say? 45-19. Territories back up court. Dishing it around, looking for an opportunity for more. They got plenty. 45-19, and they'll try there from the side, but it's going to hit the rim, bound down. And I believe now a foul's been called, so, okay. And there's why. The Territories are back on the line. Sydney Galusha. This is the first of two. And Sydney will not get the second to drop either. Time ticking away here in the third quarter of the Consolation game, and a nice attempt there at a bucket, but Territories playing tough defense in front of their basket. And a time in. He thinks. And now, and I'm sorry, folks, I wish I could tell you exactly what's happening here. Technical, I guess, and wow, I mean, look at the score. It's 45-19. And another attempt. Or no, so technically just, I guess, a regular foul, which I missed. I apologize. Can't get it all, but should. And that one goes. So 46-19 as the Territories tack on another point. They have plenty. Bragging rights in this Consolation game, it appears. You know, the one thing I'm sure that many fans would agree with too, you know, depending on the population, I mean, you talk about the talent pool and such, but for the smaller, you know, provinces, territories, well, obviously, you know what, it's an uphill battle, but teams in some of the smaller provinces, in particular, Atlantic Canada, Newfoundland, Labrador, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, I mean, Nova Scotia, heavier populations, but look at PEI, for instance, with probably one of the smaller populations of all the provinces coast to coast, and the athletes that come over there are terrific, and they have for a long, long time. You may not see it in the Canada Games medal counts, but the competition is always top-notch, and these provinces battle hard. So the roundabout way, trying to kill some more time, and I'm talking to myself here a bit, is that, hey, it doesn't matter about the stature or the population. You're drawing from a smaller pool, but that doesn't mean that you're not as good as the teams and players you're up against from the larger populated provinces, like Ontario, like BC, like Quebec, to name a few. Back to the action, and a bucket there for the Yukon, and it's Abia Mahim. Gets that after taking that knock, and you saw the Great Universal Media Inc. shot on the replay. She's back out there like we expected, and she got a nice offensive touch there, and the Yukon are back in, and now we're up to 25. Good on you. Keep it going. Here's a shot that will not go. And back up court from the Yukon. And we're going to get a foul here. It'll be simply possession. And the Yukon will take it. That'll do it for the third quarter, 48-25. But a nice response from Team Yukon. And they're being led by some spark plugs there. So we'll step aside from the field house at Munn. You're watching continuing live coverage of the Canada Summer Games.
Atlanta Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
Hello.
Hi, remember me? We bought your old house.
Yes.
We brought some mail.
Oh.
Hey.
The diaper subscription. I forgot to cancel it.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet the memories are coming back now. The BMO app helps you keep an eye on where your money's going.
Like how?
Well, for one, it would have told you this subscription price had gone up multiple times.
It's a lot of diapers.
Well, extra's good. So where's the baby?
Oh, he's right here. This is the baby.
And that ain't no baby.
So many iconic sights. You might want to get used to saying wow.
Hey, where could I find these shoes?
Heads up!
Whoa.
Keep up this back to school with Adidas at Sport Check.
Back live at the Munn Field House for the Consolation game of the 2025 Canada Summer Games U17 Ladies Basketball. Northwest Territories with a comfortable 48-25 lead over their counterparts of northern regions of the Great White North, Yukon. When I think of the Yukon, I think of my dear friend and former St. John's Maple Leaf sniper, Bobby House, who I used to call Bobby Bighorn for his love of bighorn sheep hunting in his hometown of Whitehorse. And a travel. And I think that may have been the first time I've said that in the entire broadcast. So that's a testament to these two young ladies basketball teams that only one travel in this consolation game. At least that's all I caught so far, and I have missed a bit. As I'm sure you're aware. You're watching, may have seen that, but that's it. Hey, nice bucket there for the Yukon as they'll pop one home. That's Izzy Bilodeau. And it's 48-27. And I'm sure the coaching staff for the Yukon, or when their timeout was there, they're just saying, hey, gals, let's just give it everything we've got. Let's not leave anything on the court here in our final bit of action here. Our long journey to Newfoundland, Labrador has been, I'm sure, very enlightening and enriching and rewarding for these young athletes, but they want to just put on their best performance here of this entire game in the fourth quarter. And that will fall. A lovely shot for three, and it's 48-29. And now we get a whistle here. And sorry, I'm just not quite sure what is unfolding here, but it is possession for the Territories. And there is a bucket for the Northwest Territories. Genesee Brown, and she's been one of the top scorers for her team here this morning, adding to the total. Long three-point attempt won't go. And the Territories will take possession. 50-29. NYT. And a nice bucket there for Kaylee Locksetter. And the ball out of bounds. Substitutions in and out for Team Yukon. That doesn't fall. Rebound gathered up by Abby Mahelam. young inspirational athlete here at the Canada Summer Games. They're all inspirational young athletes. Win, lose, or draw. To all the sporting events. Various categories. Territories rebounding and coming back. Make that Yukon coming back up court. Shot attempt won't fall. That one will get to the bucket. And the battle for ball possession continues. And it looks like it is going to be Yukon ball. Yep. 7 to go. And a foul there. Kalia Mazara Zib wasn't too pleased with that. That will send Team Yukon to the line. First of 2 doesn't go for Kate Tobler. And Kate sinks her second to make it a 52-30 score with inside 7 to go here in the consolation game this morning. Ron Graham to Jaden Kirkanu, and another whistle. And Kirkanu is going to the line to shoot 2. First one won't go for Jaden. Here we go with the second attempt. And that is off the back rim. Great hustle. Jaden Kirkanu coming up with the ball again, and then it went off of the Territories players. So the Yukon putting on a little court press here. Ball possession. They're going to get to inbound. Keep it in territory, sorry. I just had to do it. Pass cross. Morale Graham. And they try to get it back to Jaden Kirkanu, but it didn't work. But they still have maintained possession, so doing a nice job here. They just need to convert a couple points. But they're working hard and they're playing their best basketball of this consolation game here in the fourth quarter. Testament to the gals and their coaching staff and the fans that are here supporting them, family and friends. And a tip of hat to the y'all for coming from so long, so far away to join us for the 2025 Canada Summer Games. Inside 6 to go. Brian Rogers, solo dash. Was expecting Bill Hart, but I somehow have a sneaking suspicion that he is a busy guy trying to get himself prepared for the rest of the day. And I think he was hoping that I was going to be able to pull this off. Well, we shall see. The jury is still out, but so far so good, and it's a delight to be with you. And and learning. Hey, you can always learn, even at 70, you can pick up things. So never, ever, ever think that you know everything, because you probably don't, and I know for sure I don't. But the enlightening thing is the opportunity to be here to do it. And not many are accorded that opportunity, and I'm so forever graciously appreciative. So ball in Yukon, 5.5 to go here in the consolation game as we prepare for quarterfinal action on day 5 of these 2025 Canada Summer Games. NYT with a 52-30 score, which is way more than enough. And it's certainly not the Territories kind of laying back a little bit here. It's the tenacity of the Yukon team playing for so much pride, but I know just bragging rights on the line here a little bit. But they've come out and done exactly what they needed to do. They're not going to win this ball game by any stretch of the imagination, but in their hearts and their minds, they can win this quarter. And in my estimation, they have been just as good or better than the Territories, who knock down another and take a 55-30 lead. Well, that's what the beauty of sports is. And now a nice bucket down low. And that, I believe, is Grace Beauchemin, who's listed on the roster as number 12, but I believe she's wearing 11. I hope that's her. She's on the roster for sure, but just the number is different. Just beating the shot clock there for another 2 is the Territories. The 57-32 commanding lead here with inside 5 minutes to go. In fact, we're almost reaching the 4-minute mark as time will tick away and the Territories keep coming, and they'll get another 2. So it's 59-32. And the Yukon right back up court. Here's a 3-point attempt, and that doesn't fall for Livolano. And it appears we're going to take a timeout here. So with 3:40 left in the consolation game, it's 59-32 in favor of the Northwest Territories. Going to have a little look-see here momentarily of some of the work of Janeski Brown, number 2 for Northwest Territories, who's had a hot hand, and the top scorer is for NYT, and showing you the reason why. Beautiful skills, heading to the net, lovely touch, and there you get a glimpse of what Janeski Brown has done in this contest here for her ball club this morning. So quarterfinal day here at the Munn Fieldhouse will begin after the conclusion of this game. The first quarterfinal was slated for 10:45 between British Columbia and Saskatchewan. The winner will continue on, and the team that loses will not be playing any more basketball here at the 2025 Canada Summer Games. And you never want to say they're going home, because they're not going home yet, that's for sure. They still have more time here in this fantastic province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And this is not my home province. I am a born and raised Blue Noser from Halifax. who's made his home here for the better part of my life now and came here and never left. At least I knew home was close. And that will not go for the Territories. And we'll get a whistle. And it'll just be ball possession for the Territories. No trip to the free throw line. And a ball back outside. The key here's the shot, but here's a time clock violation. And the ball will be turned back over to Yukon. 3:15 remaining here this morning in the consolation game from the Munfield House on the campus of Memorial University, Midtown St. John's. St. John's Town. Countdown on the shot clock. And back up from the Yukon. With 2.5 to go in their final action of this 2025 Canada Summer Games here. Beautiful shooting one more time. How about it for Abia Mahilam? As she drains another here and gets the Yukon up to 36 points. And a whistle and a foul coming up. Possession Territories. Shot attempt off the rim. And inside 2 to go now. Tight pass down there. And that is Grace Beauchemin, pardon me. So I apologize, but I don't have access to number 11 on either roster. Kind of shaking my head here trying to find who it might be. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to get that earlier, but that's my bad. I'll have to learn from that. That won't go. And there's 90 seconds left. And 2 for the Yukon. Izzy Bilodeau. 59-38. Nice. Lovely three-pointer. Sia Brown has had a great game for the Territories. (62-38). Last minute of play here at the Munfield House in the ladies' consolation game between the Northwest Territories and the Yukon. Grace Beauchemin off the rim, can't get the rebound. Territories seem content to just get the ball around the periphery. Are they going to try a last dish attempt at a three? They will. Oh, major collision right there. Wow. That's a hard hit on Jaden Curtanu, and you saw her reaction there. Wow. Well, these are tough young ladies. That's a massive collision there between Lexi Blanford. Man, tough stuff. That's two major collisions, and this is not derogatory commentary, but that's two major collisions, and I'm learning this, that you would think a player that got knocked like that, there might be a foul, but nothing there, and there was a plethora of whistles throughout, and I understand that's all part of the game, but that contact there, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, still poses the question, why wasn't there a foul call? And that's me reaching out to myself. But anyways, that's it. 24.5 seconds remaining. 62-38. And that one's off the rim. And one last venture into territory. Sorry. Cheesy as it be. And a ball glanced off the glass. And a bucket there to get Yukon to 40, and I was hoping they were going to hit the 40-point mark. They do, but they will lose it. But they had a heck of a trip here. Lots of fun, and that's going to do it. What a game this was this morning between these two northern neighbors, the Northwest Territories and Yukon. NYT coming out on top by a score of 62-40. On behalf of the entire Universal Media Inc. crowd of the Charlottetown, I'm Brian Rogers, live at the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
At Canadian Tire, we're here for all-day summer play. From the yard to the park, find all the games you need for non-stop family fun.
Is it about a place that stays with you long after you leave? Truth is, it's never what at all.
Hello.
Hi, remember me? We bought your old house.
Yes.
We brought some mail.
Oh.
Hey.
The diaper subscription. I forgot to cancel it.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet the memories are coming back now. The BMO app helps you keep an eye on where your money's going.
Like how?
Well, for one, it would have told you this subscription price had gone up multiple times.
It's a lot of diapers.
Well, extra's good. So where's the baby?
Oh, he's right here. This is the baby.
And that ain't no baby.